Hey hockey fans, just finished watching the Leafs the Flames. Turned out to be a pretty good game. Didn't look like it was going to be for a long time, but then it turned out to be not bad. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, I guess. A few other hockey and Leaf issues that are cooking up here. And then I want to hear from you guys. I have a couple of questions I want to get some answers from you in the text comments and video responses. First I'll talk about the game. Toronto lost it 4-3. And for 2.5 periods it looked like it was going to be a lot bigger loss than that. Up until there was just under 10 minutes left in the third, Toronto wasn't putting forward any offensive effort at all. Their breakout passes weren't connecting. They couldn't get the shots that they've been getting all year. But then those last few minutes we seemed to pick it up like they always do. Ended up only being a 1-goal game. That was cool. I like that at least. At least when we lose, it's close. Keeps all us fans entertained. And one thing I noticed, and I got to comment about this because it was obvious to me. Grabovski, like all season he's been good. Leading the Leafs in goals, all that good stuff. Tonight he extends his point streak by getting an assist on the first goal by Grabovski. And all night, him along with his line mates Kulemin and Hagman, they were just all over the place. Grabovski, nobody could touch this guy. Like, he was ridiculous fast. Kind of reminded me of an episode of Futurama where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee and then becomes this little blur all over the place. That reminded me of Grabovski. He was just this little blur, skating past everybody. And one other video I was watching recently was commenting on how he does a lot of those little dipsy doodle moves and how it's going to end up getting him killed. I agree. There's going to come a time, and it almost happened tonight, where he's going to come up to a guy like Phaneuf, try and dipsy doodle him, and he's just going to catch him right in the wheelhouse, and boom, done. Yeah, it's not going to be good, but hey, until it happens, I say keep doing those moves, bud. They seem to be working. And that actually brings me to the first question I have. What has been Toronto's best line recently? Or if you want to say all season, what's been Toronto's best line all season? Personally, I'm going to go with Grabovski, Hagman, and Kulemin. Or Grabovski, Hagman, and whoever that other winger's been. It's changed a couple of times through the year. I think they've been Toronto's most offensively and defensively strong line, because they handle the puck very well. They've been extremely good at that, rarely giving up the puck. Grabovski and Hagman and whoever, not so much Kulemin, but some of the other wingers they've had on that lineup, they've been very productive. Like look at the point totals for Hagman and Grabovski. They're a strong line considering their guys that coming in didn't have much of an expectation on them, at least from the media. Yeah. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys think is the best Toronto line so far this year. And my second question, and I don't mean to shout out to anybody, but Steve Dangle, I am a little interested in I want to hear what your answer is to these questions. Who is the best all-around player in the NHL? Personally, I think it's Jarome Iginla, because he's an extremely good goal scorer. He's a 50-goal per year guy, 100-point per year guy. He's strong defensively. He's not going to cost your team being out on the ice. He's good at incorporating physical play into his game without it causing problems to his offensive or defensive game. He's not a guy that's going to make a stupid defensive play to get a big hit or miss out on a good offensive chance to get a big hit. He can drop the gloves if he has to. Like, he's the best all-around player in the game, in my opinion. I want to hear what your opinion is. Who is the best all-around player in the game? Is it Iginla? Is it Ovechkin? Is it Crosby? Who is it? I want to know. And also, I just want to pass on some information to you guys that I saw while I was watching the Toronto-Calgary game. Matt Sundin has sold his Toronto home, so anybody that thinks he's coming back, give up on that idea. At least we can hope he goes to a good team. Wins the Stanley Cup. That would be nice. And I have a list today, so I'm a little bit more prepared. I'm going to leave after this next point, but actually I have one more question. I was watching Hardcore Hockey Talk during the intermission, and I saw this question. And it's, will Jason Spezza finish the year with Ottawa? And it actually hasn't been thought of a whole lot. I haven't seen it anywhere on TV or in any news up until tonight. Any speculation or anything? No. But a good point was brought up. That's why they're the pros. That's why they get paid to do it, and I'm doing it here in my basement. But yeah, Jason Spezza doesn't, at least so far in his career, has not responded well to being called out. And just in case you don't know, he got called out by the head coach, Craig Hartsburg. They played tonight, and he just didn't look strong. He was, And if it's going to be that, they might have to deal Jason Spezza to a team where he's going to be able to flourish offensively. Because that's what brought him to the dance. That's what makes him a good player. I don't know. Do you guys think he's going to stay in Ottawa all year? I personally, I don't know. If he keeps it up the way he is, I don't think he will. Man, that's about all I want to talk. There was actually no. I'll do this one today too. There was an American sports website that asked me to write a little blog about this. I did. I'll throw across some of my points now. It's about Jeff Finger. Nobody knew much about him coming into the year. That's why I was asked to do this article about him. And if you know me, you can find the blog. It's pretty cool. If not, here's the main points. 1. He was brought in to replace Hal Gill. That's why we paid him the money that he's making. Hal Gill was one of our shut-down defensemen, and Jeff Fingers was signed to be slotted into that role. I don't know. Oh, I wouldn't call him just a shutdown. Shutdown defensemen tend not to be very good offensively, and he hasn't been. Excuse me. He hasn't been great yet, but he's been solid. He is definitely our best defenseman in my opinion, defensively. Him and Luke Shen both together, they're tremendous at blocking shots along with Cabina, playing the man very, very well. Like, he's been a solid defenseman. And I want to hear, do you guys think he's been good defensively? I mean, I know a lot of you are going to say just yes, but if you had to rank him compared to the other defensemen on the team, and I know I've already done the defense thing last video, but where would you put him in your little depth chart? I'd personally put him high. He'd have to go high. Yeah. So respond to those questions that I'm asking, because I want to hear your opinions to know how far off mine are. But yeah. Go Leafs go, and keep your stick on the ice.